Now, I've been getting into Monster Hunter recently, and it is something else. From the giant monsters to the anime's hell weapons you can use to completely style on your enemies, Insect Glaive Gang by the way, it's just a blast. And who could forget the Palicos? 10 out of 10, perfection. I've wanted to make a video on this game for a while now, but I honestly have no idea what to make about it. Then, it dawned on me. Back during the 16th century or so, I made a video where I ranked Pokemon based off how much I would want to eat them, and I figured, why not do that for this game? Surely those cats could cook up something mouth-watering with all this meat. So now I'm gonna go through all the monsters in Monster Hunter World to see which ones would make Remy proud. So the first on the chopping block is Great Jagras. Now this guy's just kind of a normal, slightly chunky lizard at first, but then when it gulps something down, its stomach grows 5 sizes. While it's a little bit gross, I will say that fattier meat tends to taste just a little bit better, so I'm rating Great Jagras pretty highly in comparison to everything else, I think, so I'm gonna slot it in the A tier. Kuliaku is just a chicken, and I love chicken, so I think this is an easy S tier right off the gate. The reptilian parts are a tiny bit weird, but I don't think there's a single monster that doesn't have any reptilian parts in this game, so we'll just have to live with it. Now, Anjanath is just a T-Rex, so I now have to ask myself, would I eat a Tyrannosaurus Rex? I mean, I probably would, just because it'd say, man, I just ate a T-Rex today, that's pretty baller. But as for taste, it's probably around the average side. I don't really think it's going to be that great. I'd give it a B. Could maybe make some mean burgers, but that's about it. Now, Barroth, I don't think I would take a bite of this. It looks like it's mostly rock, and even if it wasn't, I feel like its meat would be super, super rough, which I am just not a fan of at all. I'm putting this guy in the D tier. Please no. Pookie Pookie is a weird one. I feel like it's more like frog-like than it is reptilian or lizard, and I've never really been interested in eating frogs, and I feel like all the poison sacs, even if they removed like all the poison elements and it's actually safe to eat, I feel like it's more like a rare delicacy than something I'd want to have very often, so I'm just gonna put it in the C tier. I feel like there's just not enough meat on Tobi Kadachi's bones to really justify eating a whole lot of it. I mean, I can't imagine it would taste that great. Not to mention it's super poisonous, and I just kind of don't want anything to do with it. I'm putting it in D tier. Uratotus. I mean, this thing's kind of yucky. All the mud and whatnot aside, it probably actually tastes decently well. It's nice and fatty, it resembles a fish, so it probably tastes like, I don't know, salmon or bass, which, you know, is fine. And I would probably eat this. I'm gonna give it a low A tier. Diablos, though, is just kinda too rough, too gamey. I feel like it's not as bad as eating the Barroth, but it's still not anything for me. I'm putting it in D tier. I think Rathian has potential. I don't think it's going to be the greatest thing of all time, but I think I'd enjoy it relatively enough. Its wings look like it could be used for something. It is not too skinny or anything, so it has plenty of meat to go around. I'll give it a B tier. Yes, I would eat the flagship monster of the series. I have no idea what the logistics are of eating a dragon or which parts would taste the best or worst, but I'm doing it just for the fact that I can say, hey, I just ate a Rathalos. Like, come on. I'm sure those cats have cooked up 1 or 2 of those in their day. I'm giving it a B tier. Palamu is a bat, and I don't want to eat a bat. And on the surface, it looks like it has a whole lot of meat around its neck, but that's just a puffball. And nothing else is really screaming at it. It's not like anything where I'd probably hate it, but never am I asking for it. So, just C, I guess. Legiana's probably not for me. It's kind of just a skinnier Rathalos, and I do not like skinny meat because it has no fat or girth. So yeah, no, C tier. Now the Great Gyros is kind of just like a crocodile/tiger thingamabobber, and I'd probably give it a try. It's something, it doesn't scream tasty to me, but it's worth a shot. Maybe its tail could be used for something, so I guess I'll give it a B. How would you even get around eating a Radabon? Look at it, it's a goddamn porcupine. I'm just giving it a D because I don't know how I'd approach it at all. Like, is all this shit laced? I can't tell, I'm not eating it. At first glance, it looks like Odogaron's the skinny lad, but I think it has enough meat in the right places. I imagine its skin's not too hard like the other monsters, and you know what? I'm probably gonna give it an A tier, just out of spite, because I do not like Odogaron in the slightest! Uragon is an F. Not only is its skin extremely tough and just unedible, but it also has bombs inside of it, which would also kill me, so no. Lavasioth is also an F. It is made of lava. I do not want to deal with lava. Basil Goose. Honestly, this might be the best tasting one out of all the dragons so far. I think removing all the bombs and you're left with a pretty meaty mon right here. Put it at A tier, why not? The final boss of the base game gets to go in F tier. Zora Magdaros is not edible. It is a walking lava mountain, and it's just rocks. It's just lava and rocks. There's no meat. Oh yeah, I'm eating Nergigante. It's got the right level of thickness and enough meat to go around. It pairs wonderful with salad. It's just a no-brainer. A tier. Kshalador is kind of a whatever eat. Its skin honestly looks more fish-like than dragon-like, so maybe it would taste similar to that, which honestly could be good. So I might give this an A tier. Teostra probably is a D. Not only does it not really look that appetizing, I mean, I've never really had the desire to eat a manticore or a lion before, but it also is all made of fire, and that kinda hurts. Val Hazak is an F tier. No matter how you cook it or anything, it's always gonna be random poison gunk. I am good. Kieran, S tier. Take away the sparky powers, this is probably one of the most normal animal-like monsters in the game. It's just venison, and I do like me some venison. Why aren't they selling this at Outback Steakhouse is a mystery beyond me. Xenojiva is a baby dragon, and I don't want to eat a baby dragon. That's messed up. But if I had to, it looks really weird. I don't know if it's safe even being near it. I mean, I'm down for curiosity's sake, so let's just put it in B tier. Is it just me, or am I getting shrimp vibes? It's probably just me. Oh yeah, Devil Joe's A tier. Look at that thick boy walking around with that meat hanging behind his legs. Golly, this guy would make a meat burger right here. Koltoroth, probably A tier? Once all its gold is removed, you can see that it's actually just kind of nice, simple, classic monster, so I'm gonna say, yeah, why not? Bambaro is similar to that of a woolly mammoth, and it has been my long life dream to one day travel to the past and eat a woolly mammoth. That would be awesome. So just for that, Bambaro gets the easy S tier slot. Beatotus is a big fish, and I enjoy big fish. I'm giving it an A. I could see some pretty good sushi being made out of this. Nargacuga, probably C. It's more like a cat than anything, and I don't know about cats as food. Just on my style. There's probably some cool things to do with it cooking-wise, but I'm all good. Barioth, as badass as it is, I don't think it would be that great for eating. Bit too skinny, and honestly, probably a bit too gamey as well. And that's a C. Tigrex, also a C. It looks like it'd be too rough, and I do not like the way it looks at me. Stop it. Glavenus is D tier. Do you see that giant blade on the end of its tail? What if its other parts of the body is as sharp as that? That's way too much of a risk for me. And Brachydios is F tier because it is just explosives all around its body. It probably doesn't even taste that great either way, and I don't want to explode! Yian Garuga reminds me of a chicken, and as I said before, I like chicken a lot. A tier. Yeah, I'd eat it as an ogre. It looks pretty tasty, to be honest. Unlike the Barioth, it's got some meat on its bones, and overall, I think it's a solid dinner. Rajang, however, is not. Way too rough, way too gamey. Its muscles would be way too tough to eat through. And at that point, it's like eating gorilla. And I don't know how comfortable I feel with eating gorilla. That's like too close to us. And I don't want to do that, so D. Namiel's a weird looking one, but I think in a good way. For some reason, I feel like it's spicy. I'm not too big on spicy food, but I'd give it a shot. I'd give it a solid B. Sharishvalda is kind of freaky, and I don't want to touch it. I'm just putting it in C. I guess I'll eat it if it's served up, but it's a bit too weird for my tastes. Would I eat the raid boss? Probably. I think it would take a really good Palico chef to make this work, but I think if done well, this could be amazing. I'll give it a B for potential. Okay, I've never seen this behemoth guy before, but he looks tough. I don't want to eat him. It's like eating a giant buff bear. It's too rough, too gamey, and honestly, I'd still feel intimidated even when it's dead and cooked in front of my face. What is that? This thing goes in F. It's gonna eat me. I'm scared. You're not real! Now the big question, would I eat Fatalis, the big boy himself? I feel like I have to, just out of respect, out of credibility, you know? Would it taste good though? Probably not. I think it's a bit too lanky at parts. And compared to other monsters, it's probably not the greatest, but you know, it's the final boss. Respect, B tier. And that's pretty much the list. I probably forgot about a lot of monsters, but oh well. Maybe if this somehow gets popular enough, I'll make a sequel, but until then, This has been me signing off. See ya!